Hi, I'm Casey White. I am the Director of Marketing at EDSI. I'm responsible for helping us to develop and implement our marketing strategies. So storytelling is definitely something that's very important. Understanding the different audiences that we interact with and how to best reach them, how to best communicate with them. And then ultimately executing on those strategies by building a great team. We could be working on our website at EDSI, trying to make sure that we're telling great stories about the great work that people are doing around the company. I have the opportunity to work with great graphic designers, helping to bring those stories to life. The opportunity to work with web developers and program developers who help us to digitize that story in a way. Videographers that in our organization who can, again, just help us find unique and interesting ways to share that message and hopefully connect with people who could really use our service, who we could help and we could serve better. One of my first jobs in marketing was actually in product marketing or product management for a great company called Steelcase over here on the west side of the state in Michigan. And it was a very analytical job. I really enjoyed, especially the creative process of new product development, but I wasn't finding quite the connection with the relationship building or the connection to the customer that I was looking for. And so I think that there was a change for me in my career, and I had the opportunity to come over and work at EDSI in a totally different industry, away from product development, away from product in general, and over to a service-based company. I started at EDSI as, I think it was the strategic marketing coordinator at a time when EDSI was about a quarter of the size of an organization that we are now. And one of the most exciting parts of that was kind of the entrepreneurial spirit that I was able to exercise at EDSI. It was a new role, a new position for a growing company, and that allowed me to move from a super successful, very large company setting over to kind of that entrepreneurial growth company where I was able then to build a team. And so I think that that shift away from kind of being somebody who was part of a great and well-functioning team to somebody who was a team builder in kind of a startup environment was something that was very impactful for me, and I'll forever be grateful for that opportunity that I had with EDSI. One was that I actually worked as a stonemason's apprentice, essentially, for 6, 7, 8 years. So that would be really manual labor, very hard work. And gosh, in that job, I learned a lot about myself, a lot about how I enjoyed hard work, and I enjoyed seeing the results of your work at the end of each and every day. But maybe most importantly, that the people that I worked with were so important to me. I had the privilege to, at that time, work with my grandfather and some other pretty special men, and helped me, again, to recognize that no matter what the work is that I was doing, it was important for me to be doing that work with people that I loved and appreciated. So that's probably my most influential job growing up. Number 2 is also that I was a camp counselor for a number of years for some sports athletic related camps. So that was a great way to connect with some up and coming youth in the area and from around the country. So I found that very rewarding too, to kind of give back to a community that was important to me. So those were influential jobs, and again, I think the things that they taught me the most about myself was how important the relationship was in the work that I was doing. The hardest part of my job is probably also one of the more interesting facets, and that's that the marketing world is constantly changing, right? Like so many industries that we're in right now, technology is kind of continually challenging us to learn, to try new things, to fail, So with that challenge of the constant change also comes the opportunity to learn and grow. So if you're interested in that and you are a continuous learner, I would say marketing could be a great choice for you. In the 15 to 20 years now that I've been in the industry outside of my formal education, gosh, there's been so many changes. Social media didn't even exist. Social media wasn't a thing when I came into the industry, and now for many of you watching this in high school, that's probably a world you can't even imagine. So I think that it's just that constant change, that growth, that evolution. It's exciting, but it is challenging at times to keep up. Over the years, I've come to find I love the people that I work with. And that for me is even more important. I think each person has to evaluate that separately. I like my job. I really like my job, and I've found that it's a great fit for me, my skills and my abilities. And for me, I found that's okay. I can like my job and love the people that I work with. Alternatively, I don't think I could be super successful in an environment where maybe I loved my job, where the specific, gosh, I used to want to be a professional athlete when I was growing up. I'm not sure, right, that if I was on a team with individuals who I didn't love, but I loved that specific job role or task that I had, that I would still find that same meaning and purpose in my life. So for me, I would say that more important to love the people that I work with than to love the specific job that I have at that time. As a junior, in between my junior and senior year at college, I had the opportunity to go over and work in Minneapolis, Minnesota for a company called Ameriprise Financial. So I was working in their marketing department and helping all of their advisors create campaigns and strategies that would help them to attract new clients. I got to interact with a lot of other young professionals, which was really fun and exciting, but also learn and develop and ask great questions to people who had been in the industry for 10, 20, 30 years. And I think that was so important because it allowed me to get firsthand knowledge of this industry of marketing to see if I could really see myself fitting in there for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. So just being really curious in your internship is definitely something that I would recommend as an opportunity for you to, number one, make sure that feels like a great fit for you, and just to continue to grow and learn from people who have been successful in that industry for many, many years. If you are interested in a position like mine or learning more about marketing, I think job shadowing or interning is really a great next best step that you can take. Get in that environment, learn more from people who have been in the industry, actually sit with them, ask them questions, try that role out, and find a way that you can get that firsthand knowledge, even more so than what you might see in a video on YouTube or read in a book. Go and live that life to see if it's something that you could see yourself doing for many years to come.